What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with another unboxing sings video, because there's a bunch of them. Got some Instagram pickups, some whatnot pickups. How you like that, Thunder God? And some pickups from some folks over on YouTube. So if you want to see what all I got today, stay tuned for the video. Now, before we get into all of this comic book goodness, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the bell notification, so when videos like this go up ever so randomly, you are one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. As long as you watch it, we appreciate you. Talking about people we appreciate, how about the ever-growing list of channel members, people that are supporting the channel through their monthly membership over on Patreon or here on YouTube. And either way or both ways, if you're interested in these programs, then the links are in the description below. What else is in the description below is a discount code. If you go to bcwsupplies.com, use the coupon code SCG at checkout to save yourself 10% on your order. So, oh my goodness, at the time of this recording, I have gotten a bunch of packages in, and I've been pre-recording these videos. Not sure what order I'll release them in, but by the time that you have seen several of them, you'll go, does that guy wear blue shirts every single day like Neil Adams? No. Yes, I'm recording them all on the same day. So I'm recording them prior to me going to Hawaii. It just was raining comics out of the sky, and got short box, got whatnot, just a bunch of different stuff. So I open all up at one time. Now, one that I got first off is a nice little pickup called the First Ahsoka Tano. This is not only the first appearance of Ahsoka Tano, but it is a newsie. Happened to be lucky enough to pick that up over on the whatnot, and the seller didn't even realize that it was a newsstand and was putting it up. Unfortunately for me, other people did, and they started bidding it up. But I still prevailed, obviously. I have the book, and we'll going to get that pressed and submitted. Probably going to use one of the golden tickets that I got from Comic Tom and get a free thing there. The only deal is that it's going to be sitting there, but if it's sitting there, it's on my PC, as long as it gets done, it'll be fine. Because I don't know, I don't think I want to sell it. But if it gets up there, high enough grade up there, and that Ahsoka Tano show releases and it shoots it up, I'm going to be kind of tempted to let it go. Anyway, let me know what you would do in the comments below. Pick this up from Shelby Comics, which you normally can see on YouTube and whatnot, but I picked this up from him on whatnot. And this is the free comic book day. Miko Sion, goodness, but this is the, I think, 1 in 25 or 1 in 100. It's a virgin version of this. I had the regular that I had picked up at my LCS. I picked that up from him. Picked these up from AM Comic Sales on Instagram. Bought some stuff from him before, and he put up several things in a row, so I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on this. Conan number 15. I think there's a first appearance in here, but this is some Barry Windsor Smith, just going by Barry Smith back then. Goodness. Planning on getting, one of my goals is to get the first like 25 of, this is what happens when you want your watch and you're trying to do videos too, which are ones that he done. And then, of course, it changed over to different artists after that. But we got Conan number 11 and Conan number 9. So got some goodies right there. And he also has some Incredible Hulk goodies. I've been trying to focus myself to like on Incredible Hulk. Okay, let me get the ones from 200 forward, which I pretty much got. The first UFOs, I think, is one I'm missing, and then also the first Rocket Raccoon is another one that I am missing. To have the volume 1. Volumes 2, the Weapon H one is a totally awesome Hulk I'm missing. Got all the Immortal Hulks now, so almost got them all current. So if I can find ones on the cheap in those late 100s and kind of do like I'm doing with my Batman and work my way back, then that's what I'm doing. So I'll sticking with that. Issue 194. So there you go. Yeah, pick those up from, pick these up from the Comic Book Poser. Comic Book Poser. He threw up a lot of Batman. Most of them I already have, so I won't show them to you. You'll see them soon on a comic auction near you. But these are the ones that I picked up for me. Batman, The Dark Knight Annual, number 1. This is Batman 1. This is a Matina cover, I believe. I believe it was a Matina cover. Is it no, it's a Delato cover, I think. So you can't see. It's a shiny foil cover. This is a MegaCon exclusive. Not sure what year. There's the bat hanging off of Batman's arm there. And then Batman number 1, 3rd print. So that was pretty cool as well. So those are the 3 that I bought. He had the whole lot right here, which I'm just going to resell these because most of these I already have. As a matter of fact, almost all of these I already had, and then a couple other ones I wasn't interested in. So I'll just resell those and send them off to some new and nice and happy home. Also bought this slab. I wasn't familiar with the seller, and I guess I'm guilty because I jumped in, didn't want to miss out, but because he was showing off some slabs on there, and then he put a mystery slab, and then you pick the number, and then based on the number, he goes and picks the number on the package. Well, if the package had a redemption thing in there, you could get the even bigger slab. Well, depending on what the slab went for, as to whether or not you really got your money's worth. And so based on what I got, I don't think I did get my money's worth, that is. But others might think otherwise. This is Venom 27. This is the Peach Momoko variant. This is a Frankie's Comics and Golden Apple variant right here. Look at that. Sold twice. You might like that. Probably just going to put this on short boxed and call it a day. Probably a sell it for more, putting it back on short box as opposed to trying to sell it or auction it off on my channel on Saturdays. Talking about short box, how's that for a segue? Got this off of short box. Trying to remember offhand what it is that I got off of short box. Don't remember offhand. I do remember. How could I forget? If you've been watching the channel for any length of time, you know that I'm a Valiant guy, and I collect Valiant cousins. So like Bad Idea or Defiant, Broadway, I consider them cousins. I also, going backwards, consider like the Gold, Key, and Dale stuff for the 3 characters that would be licensed later to Valiant, like Magnus, Turok, and Solar. So do that. And in talking about Turok, Turok number 1, which is not worth an awful lot of money, and a lot of people know that I will see one when I pick up, if I can find it on the cheap. This is a Turok number 1, 5.0, but it is not of the variety that you normally see. This is what's called 4-color 596 issue 596. It's off-white pages, so not even creamed off-white. That's good. And it's a Dell 10 center. There you go. This is not a book. This is the first appearance of Turok and Andar, and it's a painted cover. And this is not a book that you just see all the time. I've seen this book literally one time in the wild. It was at a show in Huntsville, Alabama. And first day of the show, walked up and said, "Is that Turok 1?" He said, "Wow, I'm surprised you even recognize what that book is," because it was on the wall. And asked him how much. I thought he wanted too much for it. I said, "Well, I'll just wait till Saturday when I was going to leave, and I'll ask him then, because ain't nobody going to buy that." It was gone. Somebody bought it. Again, because you just do not see this book. And even so much when I saw it on short boxed for the price that they had, I said, well, I think it's a little more than it's really worth. Well, I go to gocollect.com and looked up the values there. And when in looking up the values there, I said there was no, for a 5.0, it had been 2 years since one of these had exchanged hands on the public market. Obviously, people that know somebody behind the scenes, back alley deals, that stuff happens. But then those prices are not reflected in the market, right? It's only when they're done through like Heritage or eBay that type of stuff is recorded and tracked. So yeah, I mean, you just don't see them that often. So I saw it, made a lowball offer. They came back. Actually, they declined my first offer just straight out. So I came back with another offer, which they countered, and I then accepted. And so then now added the Turok Son of Stone. So I have the Magnus, the Robot Fighter #1. It's actually at CBCS right now, awaiting grading. And so I'll have Turok and Magnus. I just need to get Solar. And I think I've got issue 2 or 3 of Solar, but not issue 1. It seems like that one's the more, I don't know if it's older than the other 2, but it just seems like it's the more sought after based on market prices that I've seen. Let me know if you see something different. So I got this from somebody. I am betting it is from Whatnot, but I'm not a bettor. Just process of how many boxes I've gotten from Whatnot lately. I go on Whatnot to sell, not to buy, but inevitably we do both, right? Let's see here. Betting it's a Whatnot seller because never seen anybody package. Yes, now I know what it is. Okay, it is a Whatnot seller. So here's what this is. So this guy had his Whatnot listed as a Star Wars lot. So I was like, okay, this is something I can get behind. And the interesting thing about it was that he not only was putting up Star Wars, he was putting up foreign Star Wars. Shout out to Define 999 and Josh Allen and Rob Fordham, some guys that collect foreigns out there. But yeah, so I was like, man, this is an added bonus. This is a twofer, right? And I was able to win there. There was a lot of action. He only had Turkish variants, which I'm not a snob. I don't have like a super preference. I do like Italian stuff, but I mean, I don't have a super preference one way or another. So he had all this Turkish stuff, and boy, people were bidding it up. So there was a lot of competition for these particular books. I will show the one English version that, based on sold listings on eBay, he was saying it on there, but sometimes people just say stuff. So I went later and checked it out, and sure enough, he wasn't lying. But this is Star Wars Lost Tribe of the Sith, which was a book it was a series of digital novels that they eventually put together into a paper version, but that's since non-canon, since considered legends now. But this is Tate's Comics, and this is from Star Wars Celebration number 6, and this is limited to 1,000 copies out there. So if I wanted to sell it, if I sold it for what they've been averaging selling on eBay, I would double my money. So I was okay with that. Now this is a Turkish book, and it's part of a connecting cover, and he sold off each one individually. And there was way too much competition for me to worry about being a completionist when it came to that. But these Turkish books, a lot of them came with like COAs, in the sense of saying that they were limited to a certain number of prints. And what's interesting to me is what the quality on these Turkish books, or even the Italian books, foreigns in general, new foreigns, that is, the paper quality is super better, and it's just put together a lot better than what the American versions are. So this is part of that. And then this is Jango Fett. This is Star Wars Republic. This is a I can't remember. It's a painted cover there. Pretty dope. I think there is an English version of this as well that I've seen. And it got up high enough that he threw in the sketch cover, which I thought was pretty cool. So it is the Turkish sketch cover. First ever foreign sketch cover that I got. So it'd be cool to get somebody to draw something like that. It says Han Solo. I'm kind of a completionist, so I would need something like do like a Han and Chewie type deal, maybe. But that would be really cool. And then of course that cover in of itself is really dope. So shout out to him for some really good packaging. I'll be sure to leave you some stars on Whatnot, which, by the way, is one of the things right now for Whatnot that I don't like, because one, people rate you, you don't see who rates you. And then second, so if it's really bad, you can't really come back and say anything or try to make it better, right? Then if you skip out of it, you can't go back and do it. Like if in eBay, if you're in the middle of something like, hey, I'll get to this thing later or whatever, then you do that. But you can't do that. If you X out, you can't go back and do the other later. So there is that. But yeah, let me know what you think of all this comic book madness that I've been picking up. Let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully everyone is doing well out there. Until next time, keep reading, keep collecting. Adios.